Hey everyone, welcome back to the Private Property Farming Show. My name is Mbali Nwokwa and I'm right here once again with Unoma, CEO and founder of Inyama Yetu. Today we're going to talk about barriers to entry and market access, and also take a deep dive into the various products that Nomathemba is selling in her butchery. So I've got my gloves on, my hat is on. Noma, take us through this journey and tell us firstly, what are the different products in display here, and how do you process all of them?
All right, so what we have here, we've got your dry wors.
Okay, this one?
No, there. Yeah,
right.
That's the dry wors. Yes, and then we've got the biltong there.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we have the cheese grillers. We've got the Russians, and then we've got the salami, but this is also salami.
Okay.
And we've got meaty bones.
Right. And all this comes from the farm, I presume, except this, correct?
Well, basically what we do is we source the products or carcasses from the farm.
Okay.
But more or less, we also buy from other wholesalers in terms of the four quarters, just depending as to what time of the month is it and all of that.
Okay.
And then we know that, okay, this is where we're going to get this. But all of these products mainly.
Okay. In one of our earlier conversations, you mentioned that there's different type of pigs or genes, right? So would the salami and the cheese grillers come from the same pig, or is it different pigs?
Basically, we're going to use your sausage pigs. But now, in terms of your clientele, basically more about that, you need to understand your clients. Most of the people here don't like pork.
Okay.
Yes. So now, in terms of our salami, this is 100% beef. Even the fat that was used is beef.
Okay.
The Russians as well, even with the cheese grillers. But we do get some clients that say we want the pork, you know. So when they say that, then we normally use the pork fat, and so it will be your 70% beef and 30% pork. Yeah.
And also you mentioned a lot of barriers to entry. You know, at first when you started out, compliance was one of them, you know. And I'm just looking at how well kitted your butchery is. And I can believe that all of this equipment doesn't come cheap. So could you say buying equipment as well as the products itself, whether it's sourcing from wholesalers, are all these barriers to entries or high costs that maybe deter new entrant farmers who want to turn their farms into value-adding businesses like a butchery? Does all these factors deter farmers into starting their own processing facilities?
It does, and then again, I'll also say, I don't know whether this is on record or off record, you do have people who actually are doing it informal, which is not what you would recommend, but there are those, and they're making their money because they have their clients.
Yeah.
And then when you want to formalize it like this, it does eat out of the pocket. And like I said before, my father has been my piggy bank, and this far, even the equipment and everything bought by him.
Yeah.
And just to say, when we got here, this was a salon, so we had to revamp everything from the ceiling, the tiling, just in order for us to comply, to have the certificates that we have to saying, now we're compliant, now we can sell to the public, this is who we are. So it does eat out of the pocket.
Yes.
But it does pay off, especially if you know where your clients are. You know, it's not just about equipping and then you're saying, I will see. You first equip knowing that the people are there, they are going to buy. You know, and I think maybe that's where we kind of forget at times. You know, we're seeing everybody, here's Nomathemba saying, yeah, no, I'm doing it, and then you want to go and do it, but forgetting that it's a process. And you also need to understand who you're selling to, because that's key, you know?
Yeah. So you mentioned certificates, right? And we've got our gloves on, we've got our safety nets on as well. You've got your apron as well. So what are some of the certificates in running a butcher or a space like this, other than HACCP, I presume, that is required prior to selling your products to the market?
So just minimum. We just have the COA, which is the Certificate of Acceptability. Okay. So to saying that you can basically use your food premises. They're going to check in terms of your drainage, your sinks, your PPE. Just that's minimal. And then then there's the ISO, and I haven't even reached there.
Yeah.
That's more money, So I'm just trying to say, let this work out so that it can pay for itself continuing, As time progresses, then it's now saying, my piggy bank is closed now. So let's try and ensure that we make the most out of it.
Well, it looks like you're doing a good job so far. And so now more onto the products. You've got a good branding. As I can see, your logo is here, well established. And so tell us about the importance of branding in a very competitive meat industry. When customers buy, do they like the brand? Do they refer your products now as inyama yetu?
Yes.
Or do they say, no, I'm going to get my meat from Usis Noma? Tell us about branding and marketing and how you've positioned yourself in this neighborhood, Soweto.
We normally take this for granted to saying, the packaging and the branding is like, inyama, That's how we grew up. People must just go and buy meat. But as time progresses, I realized that people are now buying a brand. Correct. Instead of the actual product. Even the packaging, how you present it, makes them say, okay, no, I want that. It's now like people are buying with their eyes and not with their pockets, So we've worked with SABS in terms of the branding and the labeling. They designed everything for us. We further went with them in terms of a market acceleration program that they had. We did a pitch and then we were nominated. So that's how we basically entered into the whole program. And they've assisted in terms of the branding, the labeling, and the marketing. And then we also went to CEDA to say, can you assist with the barcoding? And then the Department of Economic Development assisted with the nutritional information. So now we're going to have a new whole branding because now we've actually tested our products. Yes. We've got that nutritional information. Now we're just left with the best before. And now that's another compliance barrier as well. Yeah. Just to get your microbiological tests for one product. Let's just say we want to have a best before for the salami. Okay. We're looking at 8,000 Rand. Per product. So I'm just focusing on 5 major products for now, which will be your salami, your cheese grills, your Russians, your chili bites, and just your biltong. Those are the ones that I'm just saying, okay, they've got the nutritional information. Now we want to go with the best before because it's not just, I want to go to retail stores. I want my own Pick n Pay, ubone ibiltong yenyama yetu. Garage, there's inyama yetu. We are there, that's where I want to see myself in the next year, not even.
Actually, that was going to be my follow-up question to say, I see that your business model right here within this butchery is obviously selling from business to consumer, right? And you're not selling from business to business, whereas most of the time, especially in the farming sector, they say that farmers are price takers and not makers. So coming at this part of your business, how do you then go about determining the prices in which you need to sell your products? Do you check with other butcheries in terms of what can people afford? Do you make your own price? Or do you also take the price that the market maybe dictates based on this gram of package for your biltong, etc., and all the other products?
Well, we determine our own price, based on demand. If we see that people are buying Russians in case. So our Russians are like 80 Rand per kilogram, depending. We also have game Russians, we also have, so just depending on the clientele to saying, okay, what is it that they want the most, and then this is how much we're pricing it. But in terms of the other products, your pork, and we're just going according to the market, But it at least helps because somewhere, somehow, we're cutting the middleman. because when you go to a wholesaler, already they've put up their own price as well. So I basically see that when it comes to the forequarters, when I have to go and buy a forequarter, and I'm like, oh, I'm losing out, you know. I was even telling my partner that, you know what, I think I've done this whole Chisanyama model very well, and I want to put it aside now and just say wholesaling. And I was like, whoa. Do you know wholesaling comes with a lot of systems? And I said, yes, I understand that. But looking at what's happening, I would rather start talking to farmers to saying, let's have cattle farmers who've got A grade. Let me buy directly from you, cut the middleman, which makes sense. But now, how many farmers can I accommodate? And as you can see, this space is too small for what I'm actually thinking, to saying in the next year, this is what I want. Because everybody now gets to, when I get to save, I get to stop buying these from somebody and actually ensure that I've got quality and I'm supplying other people to say, okay, I know my market can absorb X, but now if I'm supplying these other chisanyamas around the area, then that makes more sense for me. And I'm in the township already. So it also cuts their traveling costs to saying, rather than driving to the suburban area or going to City Deep to go and buy beef, we're here, you know, so yeah.
Yeah, and as an entrepreneur, what are the consumers teaching you about your business and the products that you're selling?
The customer's always right. That's most definitely what they're teaching me, you know, to saying that, and it's different customers. There are customers that say, I don't care about your packaging. I've got it 20 rand. Can I have something for 20 rand? That's why you'll find we're having meaty bones for 25 rand. To saying, let's accommodate that person who says, I've got 25 rand and I want to eat. I don't want to eat ikota. I want to share with my family. What is it that you can give me? You know, and then we've got those that say, I've got the money. I want salami, you know, and salami is a bit high. So you're not going to say to a person, French polony, have salami.
Yes.
So we kind of understand where we're located to saying, let's have, but our main focus is those high-end clients, you know, even those sisters.
Yeah. Jeez, so business is not easy, hey? Thank you so much, Noma. I definitely learned a lot today about Noma's business in Nyama Yetu, learning about the different products that she has, the different prices in which she's selling it to the market. And it goes to say that being an entrepreneur, you have to be resilient. More so, you need to learn your market, understand your market, but most importantly, do research before you take your product to the consumer or to another business if that is your business model. Well, I hope you learned a lot more about Inyama Yetu as much as I have. Watch and catch the next episode where we learn about the rehabilitation facility that Noma is running at her piggery farm in the Northwest, and how she's bringing a community together and teaching them about the agriculture industry. Thank you.